go, 180 and right back where you came. Your body's positioning may look like it's falling, but that's because the way you're standing to sort of stop yourself and push yourself back off to go into the opposite direction. And I mean, it's a silly decision. He got completely wiped out. Yeah, it's a penalty.
It's a tough one. I mean, it was. They were looking. I get confused with it now. What makes that not a penalty? To be honest, I mean, there's the foul. The foul is there. The contact is there. Are they're obviously looking for that intent. I don't know what they're looking for because there's intention of the defender. Oh, it's just confusing me. I can't actually give an answer, to be honest, on this. Like, it just. I think it was a penalty.
Playing to Porto's hands.
It was blatant. I'm just gonna I'm gonna quickly watch it again.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out what the VAR refs were looking for. They were like, because they thought Ronaldo was going down anyway, didn't they? They thought, oh well, it's okay if he gets kicked.
Well, I think before the game, they were watching some old videos in like 2007, 2000.
It's a foul. It is.
Yeah, it is a foul. Yeah.
That's a foul. He didn't have the ball. Yes, he's falling, but that's because she was off balance. He was just slightly off balance, and like any player would be off balance if that when they make that touch, And Ronaldo is good. He's well in his right to.
I've honestly not seen that before. I've not seen.
It's not a foul. It's just not a foul. I'm sorry. Like he's running in one direction and then he's stopping to push off in the opposite direction because he just made that touch. So in order to do that, you need to. You need to.
A foul and then it isn't a foul. What?
When you're sprinting off in one direction, you naturally, your body leans forward, okay? And it's the same if you're going to go in, if you're going to sprint off to the left or to the right. If you're sprinting off to the left or to the right, your body leans to the left or to the right. Okay, and legs are sort of, they're sort of behind you because they're trying to push off the ground.
You're saying it is a foul though, aren't you, Skander? It is a penalty.
Are you saying it isn't a foul or it is a foul?
Yes. Yeah.
It isn't.
It is a foul.
It is. I swear you're saying it isn't. I swear you're saying it is and then it isn't. I'm like, what? Make your mind up, mate. Blame it there.
No, I've always said it is. I have 100% always said it is. I was the first one to say it is. I brought up the fucking subject, okay, and I said it was a foul.
I swear you're saying no, it isn't a foul. It isn't a foul. I mean, it is a foul. No, it isn't a foul. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm in tears here, guys. I'm in tears. Oh, fucking hell. That's hilarious. It's just like
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, now that we got that cleared up, no, I do get exactly what you're saying, Skander. The body, the natural position is leaning forward. So yeah, it is. And I've honestly never seen this before. I've never seen VAR refs consider if you were going down anyway and then you're fouled, it doesn't count because if you were going down, then that's not a penalty. I've never seen a penalty not given for that reason. Have you guys?
Nah, no.
I mean,
well,
I don't know. I can't really remember, but it's still a bit. I mean, hold on. If someone's, here's the thing. Martial.
Oh, here we go.
In the Southampton game, he was already going down. And because he pretty much was diving, that's how, because of his foot positioning when he was diving to the ground, that was when the Southampton defender made contact with his foot. Had he actually stayed up, the contact wouldn't have been made on the foot.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
But then,
because the body positioning would have been different. But I mean, here's the thing: he's not going down anyway. They just don't understand biomechanics, and maybe this is something top level referees actually need to have. They need to actually have some form of qualification in biomechanics.
Maybe it should be a subject in refereeing.
That's a good point. Like, how can they judge that? How can they judge he's going to go down? They don't know that, do they?
This is basics. This is basic biomechanics. That's all it is in sports science. It's basic biomechanics. We don't, because we've played football a lot, so I wouldn't say we necessarily. I mean, I know I've got the sports science degree, but we in general may not necessarily need that because we've played football enough to just know naturally that's how your body's going to be in that sort of situation. But for referees, there's either two things. Either they need to get a biomechanics qualification, sports science degree, or they need to actually play the game enough to actually learn it. That's really it.
Or that in the perspectives. Put that in the perspectives of being a referee. They put that as a subject, as you say. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think both should be. In order to be a referee, I think you need to at least. They need to be playing football at some form, like regularly. It doesn't have to be necessarily 11 aside. It could be a bit of 5 aside or 7 aside or whatever. But just get them playing football in a regular basis. So it doesn't have to be intense, really intense, where they have to give everything. But I mean. They need to be playing the game so they can just sort of understand the ins and outs of what players do. And they will learn things naturally themselves by playing.
Yeah. I think that
because we've all played the game before and we've all learned. I mean, I don't know about you, Joe. I mean, me and Josh have talked about it. We've all done things like diving, even if it's once or twice. We've all done these little things. We've all just tested them out just to see what they were like.
I remember I was playing for my school, PE, and I was on the side, and I got touched on my leg whilst I was running. I was running and I got touched on my leg and I went down. It was the softest of touches that I went down to. I was like, oh. I was looking up to say, oh, come on, man. Like, that's a penalty. And then they're like, shut up, get up. I was like, oh.
But it's kind of true. These things, you watch them on TV, and I think referees as well, they should probably watch football, at least know that players have conned the referee before. So if they're playing the game, they might be like, well, hold on, let's see if I can actually do it. There might be a general curiosity about it. And then imagine referees diving and then actually seeing how, from a player's perspective, how actually easy it is to dive and all of these sort of little things. I think it just might subconsciously help them.
Yeah.
Start playing the game.
Yeah.
They need to stop doing that. They need to stop trying to judge our players' actions. I honestly never want to see that again. Trying to judge if he's going to fall over or not. How can they know? They can't do that again. Surely not.
But also, I feel they need to also be trained to keep VAR out of the game. In retrospect, in hindsight, in a way, so the game can go at a normal pace and can go at a...
What, use it less, you mean?
I mean, that was right at the end.
Yeah, use it less, Use VAR less, so they can be spot on as well,
I mean,
But the whole point of VAR is to be spot on.
Yeah.
You do need to use it.
It's that you can't be spot on with VAR though, isn't it? You know, so it's 50-50 with that, isn't it? It's coming back.
I don't know. I mean, VAR should really be helping referees.
Yeah, but making their life hell, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just showing it's just showing the qualities of the referees. Really, it's just showing their faults. You know.
Did you guys see any of the highlights of last night's game, Leeds against Southampton, Premier League?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a penalty shout early on, wasn't there? And the player dived. He literally.
Who was it for?
It was Southampton. They were like and the player dived. I think. I can't remember who the player was, but number 23 for Southampton.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that was actually really good. I think that was really good officiating there when they.
It was, and
that decision.
Yeah, and it needs to be an example. I think it was good officiating, was the right decision, spot on, no contact at all whatsoever. But the player who dived though.
But there was contact.
There was. I didn't think there was contact.
Oh, sorry, go on. Well, there was, but it was. I don't know. The reason there was contact, but it was initiated by the player that dived. The player kicked, basically stuck his leg out.
Oh yeah, he stuck his leg out. Yeah,
a little touch of the knee.
He literally stuck his leg out against the Leeds player. Yeah, so like he literally insinuated it.
Teller, wasn't it?
I'm not sure who it was.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the legs.
Yeah. Good example. Good example set there, and but yeah, the player Teller going down.
He wasn't carded though. He wasn't carded though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I disagree with. I think he should have been carded. Definitely should have been punished for that. Clear dive, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And but obviously he's looked at recent penalties, hasn't he? And he's thought, oh, I can get away with something here, so he's tried it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, because we've been talking about players getting smarter with diving, and there's a lot more of them now actually initiating contact with the defender and just sort of either running into them or just sticking their legs in that area, or just kicking them and then falling over, like in this case. So it's really well done by the referee, actually. Because we've been talking about how referees need to be able to spot these things, you know, they need to understand the game and learn it and be able to spot these things. And credit to this referee, he saw it, but he didn't give the yellow card, which is unfortunate, really, because it should have been. It was a dive, it should have been a yellow card.
If that was Manchester United, do you think the outcome could have been different?
Oh, you had to put that mark in, didn't you? You had to slide that in, didn't you? Slide that in.
I had to. I mean, the one against Newcastle
I don't know
was
why you're
very
laughing,
similar.
Josh. I mean, it's a pretty obvious answer. Of course it would be a different decision. It would be a penalty and a red card.
The only reason I say that is because the one against Newcastle was so similar. It was literally a stud's contact against Newcastle.
It wouldn't be, no. If it was Manchester United, if that was Martial doing that, he would have been yellow carded.
Well, like he was against Southampton. Yeah.
Well, he should have been.
Oh, he should have been. Right. But he wasn't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. God.